Well, Mark, horrible day in many ways for many reasons. Your initial thoughts after today's game?
Pretty similar to Tuesday. I thought the lads done, in terms of their effort, some of their football under the conditions, really good at times. Some of the plans we looked at to hurt them worked really well. Effort and determination are all the things that we should expect from people, but we don't always get. 10 out of 10, brilliant, fantastic. But ultimately we lost the game for one reason only. Ultimately we were 2-0 down for one reason only. Ultimately the reason why we win games, lose games of football, is for there's only one problem with our group. One problem. And I'm going to ask you what it is.
Being honest?
Yeah.
Lapse in concentration is
Correct.
doing this, isn't it?
It's the same things every week. It's 5 seconds of not carrying out your job to the letter of the law, to the stuff we practice on. Not interested in naming names, it's crap that. It's just, I've speak to my players individually, but we went through our goals yesterday, the ones that have really hurt us from lapse of contract. And one of those goals is the Leyton Orient goal. Well, they scored 2 identical goals today from that. So all you can do is keep on working, keep on practicing, keep on supporting. We go through it. We show them yesterday, within 24 hours it happens twice. And all I can do as a coach is keep banging the drum, beating it, and ultimately, which I will do, and I have done since I've been in, we made it clear to certain players today, you either weren't playing and you came off today because you're not doing what we ask you to do. But can't keep changing everybody, which is hard on the team as a group as a whole, because I thought we were excellent today. You know, no team's coming and beating us fair and square. We're handing teams things. 2-0 up after however long, and I'm going, you know, set piece. I keep saying to people, you must think I'm mad. We're good on set pieces. But again, somebody not picking up bang goal. It's so frustrating, but you know what? We'll be here till the end. We know it doesn't matter who we play, you're going to get a really tough game. And you're going to have to play really well to beat us. But if I was playing against us, I'd say keep on doing, keep on going, 94 minutes. One of their players will switch it off. That's where we're at the minute.
We all know that goals change games, but after Exeter had opened the scoring, how much do you think that knocked us psychologically? Because up until then, we seemed to start off the brighter, didn't we? I
thought we started really well. You know, keeper pulled off a good save for them after a minute. Look, I'm not going to stand here and lie. The elements play a big part in that. And against Morecambe on Tuesday, it was very difficult for us to get out of our half in the first half because of the elements. It was the same for them today. We knew that going into the game. But what really frustrates me is that having started so well, it's a lapse in concentration, you're 1-0 down, lapse in concentration, 2-0. Then we've got a mountain to climb. The great thing about the group is, stood on the side, I keep on saying it, nobody's ever going to beat us 3 or 4-0. I just don't see it, even at 2-0. And we got a little bit of luck with the goal. Really pleased for Connor Kirby, because I keep saying to him, he makes magnificent runs into the box, and if somebody's watching Connor in the stand, if they've got a half a brain, they'll identify the type of player he is, the types of runs he makes. And I'm saying to him, it's my job to get the ball to you, or to get players with the ability to find you. And so I was pleased he got a goal today, even though it kind of hit him and went in. It's the principles of what we try and get him to do, so that was coming. Second goal, you know, we finally, you know, score from a set piece. We bizarrely chatted to Kells before the game, because I think he's got 1 goal in 74. Really good header of the ball, and we're saying it just can't be right. But we've tweaked things in set pieces and training that, and I have to give Danny Butts a huge amount of credit for that, because there's stuff we work hard on, and finally it was good to see it come in today. But, you know, bitterly disappointed.
Your immediate response to going 2-0 down was to replace Donovan Wilson with Shiloh Tracy. It's not often you see first half substitutes, is it? What was the rationale behind it?
I think it takes an honest man to hold your hands up, and I've apologised to Donovan in the dressing room. That was my fault. And I said to him, why am I apologising to you in front of you? I'm not apologising for taking him off, no chance, he had to come off. I apologise for putting him in that situation. He's not quite ready for that yet. That was pretty apparent today, pretty open assessment of where he is in his development. That game was probably a bit too far from today. Very talented boy, huge amount of ability, fantastic attributes. But, you know, within a few minutes today, just a few basic things. You know, they take a goal kick, they play out to the left side of the centre half. Donovan's looking at the central centre half. his job on corners for the goal. He's not doing his job properly, and it was like, listen, at the minute he looks a little bit lost. So I apologise to him for putting him in that situation. So that's my responsibility as the coach. But we had to change it. But I'm certainly not afraid to change it. And I really feel for him today, because he's going to have a good career, and I hope it's here with us. I hope it's not somebody else taking him off us, because he's got huge ability. But we had to change it, and I think you've seen from Shiloh. I thought he was outstanding when he came on. He was really unlucky actually. I spoke to him yesterday, and we were really back and forth on who we should start alongside Joe. But I chose to go with Donovan because he's naturally annoying, and I thought it'd be more suited to him. But wasn't to be today, but Donovan will have he's got a bright future.
We've just spoken about how goals change games. As you've alluded to, it was slightly fortuitous, wasn't it, the goal before half time. But having said that, it did sort of inject a little bit of belief in the team, and we could have even gone in at half time level. Shiloh Tracy, he had a chance, didn't he?
Yeah, look, every game we've always created chances in game. Even if I go back to the Newport game, the chances we do create are good chances. Like against Newport, we didn't have many chances, but we had 2 1-on-1s, if that makes sense. So the chances we tend to create ourselves seem to be good. Even at the end there, we got ourselves in an outstanding position. Bloody, who come on and affected the game really well, goes down the left. If he manages to, we work on, must be across the face of goal, Again, Connor Kirby's got to tap in, but this year we've got into good positions, but at the minute we're not at the level to execute them. It's where we are at the minute, but it's another sob story.
Now, last season when we played Exeter here, again we went 2-0 down. We ended up winning that game 3-2. When Kells restored parity, how close are we on doing that?
I really fancied us to go and win the game. I really did. I thought they were on the ropes. I thought they only looked like one team winning. But unfortunately, you know what I'm going to say? Lapse in concentration. What's really annoying is ball goes into midfield, show him outside. Midfielder shows him inside. Mistake number 1. Don't go mistake number 2, mistake number 3. Gets inside. Left wing back being narrow, making play outside. They've already scored 1 goal from us being 2 wide. Straight down. As soon as it goes down the line, if I could have paused live, it's going to end up in the back of the net. Didn't quite see what happened after that, but we had a couple of chats inside about that. But it's the opportunity you give, their players, good players. They're a good side. But again, lapses in concentration.
Talking about that, as you've already mentioned, the third goal and the decisive goal for Exeter, pretty much a carbon copy of the first one, wasn't it?
That brings back the point. So yesterday we look at the Leighton Orient goal. What's wrong here? What should we do? What do we do? What do we look to do? What do we work on doing? But once players step over the white line, there's not a lot I can do after that. I keep saying it, they're a great group to work with. They're honest. Incredibly humble, so hard working, it's unreal, and they're bloody good players as well. They are good players. All I can do is give them information. Be careful what I say here. We work really hard tactically and technically, physically as well. But that social, psychological corner, you've got to be able to process information, dissect it, and execute it. Quite difficult for me to do that on the side. It's quite difficult for Butts and Danny to do that on the side. And I keep saying to the lads, if somebody called me thick or personally punched them in the head, we're not thick, but we just switch off. Even at the end there, I'll use Theo's name. Theo's a really bright boy. Academically, he's a bright boy. He just switches off for 2 minutes. That's that football intelligence. Hopefully he's young enough to get that, but that's cost us a lot of points this year.
Is that more difficult to work on than, let's say, tactical things? Because, you can work on set plays, you can work on things on the pitch, but is it harder to work effectively in players' minds?
I think so. I don't know what other coaches will think. I think it's incredibly difficult because you can do all the work you want Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But once they step over the white line, I've made loads of mistakes in my career, loads of mistakes on the pitch, but I very rarely made the same mistake twice. Okay, I had loads of mistakes off the pitch twice, which doesn't say a lot for my intelligence. But it's understanding where you are on the pitch, what your relationships are with your players, etc., etc. And I don't like talking about individuals, but Theo's watched Fitzy make that mistake. He sat there watching the game, watching that mistake. I said to him at half time, why am I bringing Fitzy off? I told him why I brought him off. 3 minutes left, he does the same thing. I can see you looking at me, shaking your head. I know, I get it. It's difficult, but Theo's a really bright boy. And as long as he learns from it, I'll take a hit today. If he learns from it and doesn't happen again, brilliant, job done. But we're not in development football. We're in getting sacked football, and getting the contract extensions and better jobs, etc. So I'll take the hit on that one.
When you do suffer a defeat, especially a home defeat, can it be a blessing to have a quick turnaround before the next game?
Yeah, we got a free hit on Tuesday. Said to the lads after the game, who are we playing Tuesday? Yeah, get that out of the way, right. Who else is playing Tuesday? Nobody. Nobody can close the gap on us on Tuesday, but we can get away from somebody. And I know on our performances and on the strength and unity in the group, I keep saying it, we'll win games, but we have to close down them lapses and cons. And I said to the guys, you got a free hit Tuesday night, no regrets. And if you go and play like today on Tuesday, you'll have an unbelievable chance of winning the game. But our levels have been good. We've been in every game. Morecambe was disappointing because on reflection it's 2-0, but it's 2 bloody throw-ins. Anyway, we're really looking forward to Tuesday. It's great there's a game around the corner, short turnaround, and we expect to win that game.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Bob.